Hi guys, welcome to this video looking at paper chromatography, and in particular how you can set up a paper chromatogram. The first thing to remember about paper chromatography then is it's used to separate different mixtures of inks or dyes. So nice and simply, if you have an ink, you can separate out all the different colours and then you can analyse it, and you can use that to find out whether someone's guilty of a crime or what chemicals it's made up of. Now there are four main steps to actually set one up, so I'm going to show you. Step one, what you need to do is put a line in pencil at the bottom of your chromatography paper, as you can see here. The reason we are using pencil to draw our line is because pencil is insoluble. So when we add it to the water later on, the pencil will not move, so we can see where that ink has moved from and to. Once you've drawn your line and your cross, the second thing we need to do is take our ink and add it onto the cross. Now it's important to do this a few times so you've got a concentrated enough spot so you can see the colour change. Step 3 is to take a chromatography column, add some water to it. The next thing we do is we take our chromatography paper and we add it into our chromatography column, making sure that that water doesn't go anywhere near our pencil line, because if it does, the ink will dissolve into the water and won't move up the paper. And then finally, what will happen is the water, which is called the mobile phase, will move up the paper, which is called the stationary phase, and it will take the ink with it. The more soluble the ink, the further up the paper it moves, as you can see from my time-lapse video on the right here. So what you do is you let your chromatogram run, you let the water move up the paper until it's near the top, you then take it out, and then you draw a line in pencil again where the water has ended. This way you can do your analysis on it, which I'll talk about in another video. And that really is all there is to it when you make a paper chromatogram. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at some questions. So my question for you is, a forger altered a cheque for £7 and changed it to 70. A forensic scientist was asked to carry out paper chromatography to find out who was responsible. So you've got three questions. Number one, describe how the forensic scientist could set up a paper chromatogram, just like the one on the right. Number two, on the right, ink C had not moved. What does this tell you about the ink? Think what we talked about our pencil line earlier on. And then question 3, which ink had the most soluble colour in it? Pause the video, have a go at the questions, and we'll see how you've done in a minute. Okay, let's go through and see how you've done. So the first question was describe how the forensic scientist could set up a paper chromatogram. As we talked about, the first thing you do is you draw your line and your cross in pencil at the bottom of the paper. Remembering, the reason that we do it in pencil is because it's insoluble. The second mark is for what you do next. You add your ink to the cross. Once you've done that, you add it to your chromatography column, making sure the ink doesn't touch the water. And then finally, we let the water run up the paper, so we let that mobile phase move up the paper until it's near to the top, and we remove it. And we can add in there, draw a line in pencil so we know where the water moved to. The second question, on the right, ink C had not moved. What does this tell you about the ink? If it hasn't moved, it means it's insoluble. So 1 mark, 1 word for that. And then the final question, which ink had the most soluble colour in it? That's the one that's moved the furthest up the paper. So in this case, that is ink B, because that has the green dot. That's everything there is to this video. I have got a review question for you, which is very similar, which says, look at the chromatogram on the right. A student wrote a method to show how to set up the chromatogram. That method is, put a line on the bottom of the paper using your pen. Once done, add the ink to the cross. Add the paper to the water and leave the ink to rise up the paper. Now the student got 0 marks out of 3 for that, so what you have to do is explain what the student did wrong. What did they do wrong with their method, and what should they do to produce the chromatogram on the right? Think back to what we've just talked about. It should be nice and easy for you now. That brings this video to an end. Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click on like down below. You can also subscribe to my channel, you can check out the latest video, and you can visit my website up above here. Bye now.